Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back and support my channel. I appreciate all of you so very much. Today I'm doing my Simply Sample series in which I choose samples and I use them throughout the week, and then I come back and talk to you guys about them. And these are my samples from the last couple weeks, and right off the bat, I can tell you I did not use any of my skincare. Y'all, I don't know what it is, but throughout this whole quarantine stuff going on, COVID-19 has done some serious damage to my skincare routine. I just don't think to do it. And I think a lot of the reasons why are because I just don't wear makeup very often. And I am a failure. I'm a giant failure. So these two skincare products are going to stay in this for the next couple weeks. So I won't be pulling any skincare this week, which kind of stinks, honestly, because if I was going to forget anything, I should have forgotten hair, because hair is what I'm kind of lacking in my drawers, but skincare it is. So those are them. I can't give you any kind of feedback on them because I didn't use them. And I've never used those two, so I really can't speak to them. What I can speak to are the other four items. And first, let's start with hair. I did have this Bumble and Bumble Hairdressers Invisible Oil. This is what the little card looked like that came with it. And it was kind of in here like a perfume sample was, and this is what my sample looked like. You guys can see I did use quite a bit of it. It is now only about, half full versus full. It doesn't take much, and I really did like it to some extent. So the notes I put down on here are that it's a cruelty-free brand. Bumble and Bumble is a cruelty-free brand, which I love. It made my hair feel soft, and it definitely was shiny after putting it into my hair. I do feel like it was great to defrizz my hair, and it was great for heat protection if I played with my curling iron or anything like that. I don't feel like my hair was too dry afterwards, as long as I was using this prior. So I think that is great. It also smells really good. It has this really nice scent to it that's not fragranced per se, but it smells really good. It's got a really nice scent to it. I will say though that it kind of felt a little bit heavy in my hair, and I would say that it's not something that you can use on a daily. And if you're going to use it and are like me and only wash your hair like a few times a month, you'll want to only use this towards the end of that cycle, right before you go to wash your hair again, because it will create hair that looks just kind of limp. I have a lot of hair though, so I guess if your hair is kind of medium thickness and medium coarseness, so not necessarily too coarse and not necessarily too thin, and not like as much hair as I have, because I really do have a lot of hair. I don't know if that comes across on camera or not, but it might work better in your hair. What I found to be true is my hair is already pretty heavy and already just kind of lays at the side of my head unless I put some kind of product in it to give it some kind of volume, because of how heavy it is. And this just kind of exacerbated the heaviness, I feel like, especially if I used it more than once in a wash cycle. So because I washed my hair once a week, or once every 12 days, just depending on, me, how I feel about my hair, using this 4 times or more over the last 2 weeks is not really been. Today it's looking pretty good, but I also put a lot of this guy in there to give it some volume, because I had used way too much of this over the last week since I washed my hair last. So I think it's really nice. That guy is $28 for 8.5 ounces. And it does have some really good reviews on the Ulta website, which is where I looked for most of these. But it also has some really poor reviews. So definitely go in and look at the reviews and see what you guys think prior to purchasing that. If you're in it for a defrizzing oil, if you wash your hair every day or every other day, if you just want your hair to look, silky, shiny, and healthy for the 1 to 2 days in between your washing, I say go for it. It's a really nice oil and it smells good. I just felt like on my thick hair that I only wash once a week, it was too much to put into my hair more than a couple times between washings. The other hair product that we had was this, and it was the chlorine. I looked up chlorine sun radiance, but it's not called sun radiance on the website. I can't remember what it is called, but I think it's rich restorative conditioner with Lang Lang is what it's actually on the website called. But on this little packet here, right here, it says Sun Radiance. So I don't know why they just didn't shorten that name to Chlorine Sun Radiance, because that makes sense. But this is for dry and damaged hair. It smells super good. It's got a really nice fresh scent. It's got shea butter in it, which I always feel like smells really good no matter what it's in. It is really creamy. I really like the texture of it as far as a conditioner goes. You guys can see it there on my finger. A lot of times the conditioner is a little more liquefied than it is creamy. This is definitely creamy, but I think because of its creaminess, it also amplified the heaviness of my hair. I don't feel like it was best for my hair because of how heavy it is. I also am not a huge conditioner user. To be honest, I'd rather not use a conditioner on my hair because it just makes my hair feel gross most of the time. This one didn't make my hair feel gross, but it did make my hair feel heavy. And I don't know how to explain the difference in that, except for that most conditioners I've used in my hair in the past have left my hair looking oily almost. This definitely didn't do that. It just felt like it just wanted to lay on my head like a limp noodle, and I don't like that about this product. But it smells so good. It has a really nice fresh scent to it, and I have to imagine that's probably the Lang Lang wax. I'm not sure. But that also might be why it feels heavy, is because there's a wax. That's like the main selling point of this conditioner. I don't know how much wax other conditioners have in it, but this one was a lot more, the consistency of it was a lot more creamy, which leads me to believe there's a lot more heavy substances in it, or binding substances in it. So it is for dry and damaged hair. My hair's not necessarily damaged, but, well, it might be damaged because of all the crazy color I put in here. Down here at the bottom of my hair where it is really dry, because it is the old hair that's been dyed 100,000 times over the last year. It did make these ends feel nice, but right here where I like there to be a little bit more body, it didn't. It wasn't good. It really did make my hair feel healthy, though. It does sell for $20, and it is 6.7 ounces that you get for $20. The two makeup products that I had in here was this Tantadol foundation by Lancome, which I do have in my collection, and we'll talk about this in a second. But then we also had this, which was the Bobbi Brown face base. You guys, this is awesome. I love this. This was really nice. Didn't take a whole lot. You guys can see I used it, but not a whole lot of it. It didn't take a whole lot. It's got a really nice, like, almost not like moisturizer, because I feel like it's a little more thick than a moisturizer is, but it's got a really nice thick consistency to it. I just got it everywhere. It also smells really like citrusy, so like oranges almost, but not so orangey that it kind of smells like Pledge. It feels so good on my skin. It is so creamy, feels so good. It's super moisturizing. I put any foundation I had over the, well, I didn't put any foundation I had over the top of it. I was only using it for 2 weeks. But any foundation that I used over the top of it looked amazing. I used it with Tarte Concealer, and that's not my favorite foundation. My Tarte Concealer looked awesome over the top of it. So, like, I've not got anything bad to say about this. Except for that it is $60 for 1.7 ounces. And as far as I'm concerned, that is a lot to pay for a primer. You can also get a 0.5 ounce travel size version for $20, but that's a third of the price for not quite a third of the amount of product. So I don't think that that's your best economical version. It's super creamy, smells amazing, like I said. I don't think a person with oily skin would like this quite as much as I did. I do have a sensitive dry skin, so I think that it's far too creamy and moisturizing maybe for an oily person, but I don't have oily skin, so I can't speak to that. If you have oily skin and you've tried this, please let us know down in the comments section what you think of it. I also feel like it kind of gave a little bit of a glowiness to my skin, maybe just even a healthy glowiness, not necessarily a shimmer glowiness, not like an ethereal, you know, kind of, or an illuminating kind of primer, but just like a healthy glow. I also feel like it made my skin a little bit tacky the longer it sat on my skin without makeup on it. So I think it's the kind of primer that the longer you let it sit prior to applying your foundation over the top of it, it will probably do better with the absorption of the products that you put on top of it, or at gripping the products that you put on top of it. So there's that. I really did love this. I would consider purchasing a full size, but at $60 for a primer, I am going to find out first how long this little tiny sample guy lasts me. I've used it, I mean, let's be real, I've only worn makeup like 4 times in the last couple weeks, but I've used it every single time. You can see it's barely got a dip in it. So it didn't take much. It didn't take much. I felt like it glided on my skin so easily that it didn't take much to apply to my whole fat head to get what I needed out of it. So the last sample that I want to talk about is this guy. It is the Tintadol Ultra Wear Foundation by Lancome. I do have a full-size version of this. This is $47 for 1 ounce of foundation. And I have to be honest with you, I know that this is Lancome's hero product, or one of them, but I don't really love this foundation. I know a lot of people do. I don't. I feel like I'm a dry skin girl, and this helped when I used this over the top of it. It actually did look good. But if I'm putting this over the top of any of the other primers in my like collection, it doesn't hold up. It doesn't look good. It claims a 24-hour long wear time frame, and I would say the most I've gotten out of this foundation with it still looking great is like an 8-hour wear. I feel like it clings to the dry patches on my skin where my skin is dry, so like in my nose crease area and around my ears and even like around my mouth area where my skin is super dry. This clings to it and just makes it look crusty, which is gross. This also says that it is transfer resistant, but this stuff transfers worse than any other foundation I have besides maybe the Tarte Concealer. It transfers pretty bad. I would say that I did find a shade that suits me better than what I have. The shade in my collection is 270 Bisque Worm, which is way light and way yellow. I feel like this Bisque Neutral was probably a better shade, but I did mix it with Buff Cool in 220 on the day that I wore it to make it a better choice for me. I don't know that I mixed it appropriately because it did kind of look a little bit splotchy on my skin. That was my fault. That's not this fault. But I don't feel like its shade range is horrible because they do have something like 54 shades or some shit. Yeah, I want to say they have something like 50 something shades. I would say that I'm having a hard time finding my exact shade without mixing other colors into it. Also, I do like the pump on the full-size version, but it is super liquidy. So mixing it in with another foundation is a bit rough just because if the consistency isn't the same, it kind of breaks apart. It's going to break apart on its own. So putting another foundation with it that doesn't have the same consistency will already have a separation effect. I also feel like this oxidizes a lot more than any of the other foundations I have in my collection. I can put it on and look perfectly normal, and within a couple hours I feel like I'm way too orange, and I've never had that feeling with any of my foundations. So I think I've had that feeling with a couple concealers, but I've never had that feeling with any foundation. So this isn't necessarily my favorite, and that's okay with me. It's a $47 foundation for 1 ounce of foundation. My favorite foundations are more than 1 ounce, and they're roughly right in the $30 to $40 range. So I'm okay with that not being my favorite. I did like the 2 shades that I was given, but I also had 2 other shades, a Bisque Warm that is in 320, which is warmer than what I have, or a little bit darker. And then I also had Ivory 110 Cool. I didn't use those guys. So that is what I have to say about the samples that I did use. Again, we are keeping the 2 skincare samples in my little bucket here because I did not use them last time. I've got my thing here, so now we're going to pull 2 more makeup samples and 2 more hair samples to use over the next couple weeks. All right, you guys are familiar with my dude. So up here is the hair and down here is the makeup. So I am going to open this up and pull 2 hair out. We're like sucking sand on hair right now. So I'm going to need to figure out a way to get some different hair stuff in here, because otherwise we're just going to run out of hair stuff. Okay, so it looks like our sample for hair is the L'Oreal Total Repair 5 Restoring Shampoo and Conditioner. It's just a foil pack, so that'll be super easy to use. I'll use this the next time I wash my hair. This is what that looks like. The next one is dun, 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 dun. Oh, this one is another shampoo and conditioner. This one is by Alterna, and it is the Caviar Anti-Aging Bond Repair Shampoo and Conditioner. And this is what that one looks like. So now we're going to pull some makeup samples. I want to pull something fun. This is the Laura Geller Baked Blush in Brighten in Tropic Hues. You guys, I actually have a full size of this, so instead of breaking the sample open, I will pull out my full size and use it, and then I will stick this sample into my giveaway drawer. So this is the full size of that blush, and I actually haven't used it. So perfection. I will just put this in here and we'll use it instead of the sample, and I'll put the sample into my giveaway drawer. I always feel like I have to dig back here because stuff gets caught. Oh, nice. This is a Sephora sample of the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Foundation. So I'm actually really excited about this because I got these samples. I need to open this up and make sure that they're still okay. Oh yeah, they're good. I got these samples like almost 6 months ago, I want to say. I wanted to get a sample of the hydrating foundation prior to purchasing a full-size version because I really do want to try it, but I really don't want to spend the money on the foundation and hate it like I did the last foundation that she came out with. So I'm excited to try this. So this next couple weeks for samples, we do have the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Foundation. I do have it in shade 255 and 260. So we will try that, and she color matched me to those colors, so they should be pretty perfect. I have the Laura Geller Baked in Brighten blush in Tropic Hues, which I haven't, I think I maybe have used once, maybe. I have the L'Oreal Total Repair 5 Restoring Shampoo, which is a drugstore option, so that's nice. And I also have the Caviar Anti-Aging Bond Repair Shampoo, which I'm actually kind of excited about. And then we still have the 2 skincare samples that I did not use last time, and that is the Dermalogica Phyto Nature Firming Serum, which I'm actually excited about, and the pumpkin mask that I didn't know what the H it was last time. So, and of course we've still got the 4 fragrances that we've had this whole time. The Chanel one that I've used once since we quit pulling fragrances. We've got the Dior Joy, which is my favorite. The Prada Candy is almost gone. And then the the Flower Balm by Victor and Rolf. I also had, this is also not my favorite. So I'm excited for my samples for the next couple weeks. I hope you guys are too. I hope that you liked this video, and I hope that if you did, that you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. It really does help our channels out here. I also hope that you liked it, or me, enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel. If you do, please don't forget to hit that notification bell down there. I do upload content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then every other Sunday. And because it's an every other Sunday, I know that it's hard to remember which Sunday. So please hit the notification bell. What samples are you using? What have you loved and what have you not loved? Tell me what to steer clear of. Thank you guys. I hope that you're having an awesome Sunday. I do have another video that came out this morning. I hope that you guys caught that, and that is why this video is a little bit later in the day. And it was an exciting collaboration that I'm super excited about. Hopefully you guys go watch it. And until next time, bye guys.